Hi everyone! So I found myself in possession of these two pumpkins. So today, I'm making a pot of creamy pumpkin soup in my Instant Pot. I'm using my 6-quart today, but this recipe would also work just the same in an 8-quart, or you could use half quantities to fit into the 3-quart mini. Here's a pound of ordinary store-bought bacon. This one is hickory smoked, but just buy whatever's on sale. I cut the pack up into half-inch pieces and then cooked them up in the IP until they got crispy. You could certainly do this on the stovetop, but hey, let's keep this all in one pot for this video. Use a slotted spoon to scoop it all out onto a paper-lined plate or dish. The paper will help soak up the extra fat, as these crispy bacon bits will be an excellent topping for the finished soup. You'll have to wait and see if we snacked on too many of these before I finished making this video. So I poured out the extra bacon fat, leaving 2 to 3 tablespoons in the pot. You could save the excess if you like for future cooking. A medium-sized onion and a couple of jalapenos go in. Serranos, poblanos, or even extra spicy Thai birds would work here. Or even a mild bell pepper, just for a flavor boost. These will cook for a few minutes until they're just softened. Now going in with the seasonings. These are my usual suspects in pumpkin soup, but you could take the warmer spices route and use things like curry powder or cinnamon and nutmeg if that's more to your taste. I also like to add tomato paste for a little touch of umami and acidity. Stir for just a minute to break up the paste and bring out the herbs' aromas. Only just a minute though, so we don't scorch the garlic. Here I'm adding the chicken broth to deglaze the pot. I need 3 cups total for the recipe, but only adding about a cup at this point so that I can still see the bottom. Make sure to scrape up every little bit from the bottom during this step so you don't get a burn warning later. The star of the show. Here's 3 pounds of fresh pumpkin flesh that I harvested from a couple sugar pumpkins. Their total weight was just over 5 pounds, but after trimming, peeling, and scooping out the seeds, the total weight of the flesh was just over 3 pounds. And I always save the seeds for roasting later. So good. 1 to 2 inch chunks for even cooking, but they don't have to be perfect because we'll be pureeing them after cooking. A quick stir to coat all the pieces, and then adding in the rest of that chicken broth. These only need 5 minutes under pressure to cook, so I'll set it to 5 minutes on high and then do a quick pressure release. Smells really good already. Now for the creamy element. I'm using 2 cups of full-fat, unsweetened coconut milk, which adds a really great flavor and marries up wonderfully with the pumpkin. I only ever pull out my immersion blender when I'm making a creamy soup, but it's so handy and efficient with barely any cleanup that I highly recommend investing in one if you can. Otherwise, you can certainly use any other tool that you have, like a blender or a food processor. Just be extra careful when working with hot liquids. This only took a couple of minutes to puree, and this was the perfect consistency for us. If you find it's too thick, add a little more broth to thin it out. If it's too thin, you can stir in a little cornstarch and water slurry until it gets to the thickness you like. Always taste and adjust the seasoning to your liking. I only added 1 teaspoon salt earlier because the bacon was already salty, so here at the end, I'm adding another teaspoon. That's perfect. Hey look, we didn't eat all the bacon. What a miracle. You can also top this with some shelled and roasted pumpkin seeds and maybe a drizzle of cream or olive oil. This is so delicious as a meal on its own or as a soup starter for a larger feast. As always, ingredients and instructions are written out below in the description box. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment if that's something you're into. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!